Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. Now, before I begin this video, I just want to say Happy New Year to all of you guys out there. I hope you had a great 2022 and an even better 2023. Right, so today's video is all about HONOR's brand new mid-range smartphone, and that is the HONOR X9a. What is this phone all about? Well, in today's video, we're going to explore the pain points that HONOR is trying to solve and of course find out who this device is really for. Now, HONOR is saying that it's trying to solve number one, cracking screens, number two, the lack of battery life, and number three, the lack of storage. So we'll explore all that with the HONOR X9a and of course a couple more things that helps you out before you make that purchase decision. Right, so I like to talk about cracking screens because these days we have a lot of phones that say they have very durable and tough displays. So we're going to test out how strong the display of the HONOR X9a really is. Now, I'm sure you might have seen a lot of videos on YouTube of people just smashing nuts and fruits with the HONOR X9a, but in today's video I'm going to do a more real-world kind of situation where I'm going to go to the train station. The floor there is like totally messed up, it's really rough, and we're going to test out if the device actually can survive a drop onto the ground. Alright, so let's move over to the train station and check that out right away. Alright guys, so we are currently outdoors where we are going to do a drop test of the HONOR X9a. So this is actually a very realistic location. We are here at the bus stop, which is near to the train station. So this is somewhere where you might actually drop your phone, and we're going to start off real easy here by dropping it from sitting level. Bear in mind that there is no screen protector on the screen itself, so we are going to drop it raw to the ground just to see how it looks like. Let's go with the first test. So the first test is here again, sitting level. This is about 60 centimeters from ground. So we're going to go right now. Looks alright. So dropping on the ground, let's do it one more time just for fun. So other than just a bit of dust, you can see that the display is completely fine and no scratches, no cracks whatsoever. So this is actually very easy for the HONOR X9a, which is said to have a super tough display. Right now we're going to do something a little bit more challenging. We're going to drop it a bit higher. Let's go and try and aim for 1 meter because this is actually not something that will happen every day but might happen to you. So with that said, let's go 3, 2, 1. Again, you can see here, it is completely without any scratches or any cracks. Right now, we're going to go indoors, and I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of videos where people are using the HONOR X9a to smash a couple of nuts, macadamia nuts and fruit. I won't be doing the fruit, but I will just do a quick nut smash to see how it works on the display of the HONOR X9a. Let's head on indoors right now. Alright, so now we are at the next stop where we are going to do the macadamia nut smash test. I think it's just for fun, but to show you guys that this phone is actually quite durable, let's do it. We have the nut right here. First one is done. The screen protector looks like it has a small hole here, but otherwise the display should be fine. Anyway, we've already done the drop test just now, so we're going to smash a few more nuts here just to see and for fun. There you go. Alright, so as you can see here, the screen protector is actually ripping apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel off the screen protector in case some of you say that we are not doing it right. We're going to get the screen protector out. Alright, screen protector is off now. Again, we're going to do another smash test. I've got a lot of this macadamia in my pocket. So real one this time. But we're going to do a bit more so you guys are happy. Alright, so let's go. One more. Another one. Oops. Alright, so after some wiping, you can see that the display here is actually a little bit dirty, but it is still not cracked or anything like that. In fact, you can smash it all day and yeah, pretty durable glass here. Alright, so now that we are done with the train station drop test and of course smashing that macadamia nut, what I can conclude here is that the display on the HONOR X9a is really tough. HONOR is even giving this display here their gold label, which basically means they have done a lot of R&D on it to ensure that it's really reinforced. But what's even better is that HONOR is saying if you do manage to smash or crack a device within 180 days, they'll give you a screen repair warranty. So I think that's pretty cool there because it just shows that HONOR is really confident with their displays. Of course, there might be terms and conditions, which I'll put a link down below for that. Right, so other than just being a very durable display, how does it feel like to use, to see and all that? Well, we do have a fairly large display here. It is an AMOLED panel and it refreshes at 120 Hz. That means everything is going to be buttery smooth on this display. Just browsing content is really a joy on this really curved, nice display here. Now I did mention curved, and some of you might have jumped back right away because you might be concerned about accidental touches and all that. Me personally, I've done a lot of testing here, and I noticed that the curved display, for the first thing, it gives you an almost bezel-less kind of look, and I like that about the HONOR X9a. But more importantly, those accidental touches, does it really happen? But the good news here is that HONOR has created a really good algorithm. They call it the anti-mistouch algorithm. So that means that, like touching on the sides of this bezel or the curves over here will ensure that the phone doesn't register that as an accidental touch. So that's great, not just in terms of browsing content, which I tried using Instagram, just browsing photos, and I tried touching on the sides, it did not register that. And also I tried another scenario where I was gaming and just checking out if I slide it across the bezel side here, does anything happen? And the good news is it does not happen. So I think HONOR's algorithm here is really great because it prevents all those accidental touches, which is something of a headache where most users face when they are using a curved display. Right, other than that, it does come with 300 Hz of touch sampling rate. That means if you are gaming, your responses will be fairly quick, and it does go all the way up to 800 nits of brightness, and I've tested it by sitting beside a very bright window, and the good news is I could actually see the content on the display fairly well. Having said that, one final point on the display here is that it does support 1920 Hz PWM dimming, and this means that basically it reduces the flicker coming off the display of the HONOR X9a, and this will actually reduce the strain on your eyes, especially if you are the kind of person who likes to browse content at night. So with the 1920 Hz PWM dimming, there's less flickers and all that. Definitely you'll be more comfortable on the eyes. So those are just what you can expect in terms of the display on the HONOR X9a. It's a tough, durable display, but also one that looks good and is very nice to use. Right, let's move on and talk about that large storage. Now HONOR says that it comes with 256 GB of storage. There might be other options, I'm not sure about that at this point, but 256 GB of storage is good enough for you to store more than 60,000 photos. So you can download a lot of applications, which is what I did, just installing tons of apps into the phone here, and it should be able to handle that without an issue. And of course, if you take a lot of photos, again, don't have to worry about that. In terms of the RAM, it comes with 8 plus 5 GB, and I did a very quick test here actually to run a couple of apps and then go back to them to see if they are still running at where I left it at. Well, again, the good news here is that they were still running. Of course, this really depends on the kind of apps that you use on a daily, but for my very quick test, I noticed that the additional RAM here did actually help to ensure that the apps were still running in the background, and I think that is great. Right, now moving on, let's talk about the third pain point that HONOR is trying to solve, and that is the battery life. Well, we do actually have a fairly large battery in this very slim form factor. Believe it or not, we do have 5100 mAh of battery in here, and it does support 40 watt of fast charge. But how does all those numbers translate to real world use? Now in terms of day-to-day use, I noticed that I could get up to close to 2 days of battery life with just one single charge. And in terms of the charging speeds, HONOR says that you can do like 30 minutes of charging and get 12.5 hours of YouTube streaming. So if you are the kind of person who streams a lot of videos onto your phone, you will be able to watch them on the HONOR X9a with very good battery life. Now, since I'm mentioning about the video streaming thing, I should mention that this device here is White Vine L1 certified. That means you can watch Netflix in HD, just in case anyone out there is wondering. Alright, so those are all about the 3 pain points that HONOR is trying to solve: a tough display, large battery life, and of course a large storage. Well, how does it feel like to use on the daily? What are the other stuff that you might need to know about? Well, first thing first, I want to start to talk a bit about that design. I'm just trying to get all 3 colors up here. We do have the white, the green, the black. They all have their own different kind of looks. The black is actually very reflective, and it does capture a fair bit of fingerprints, but the green, the emerald green and the white here actually has this matte texture that is actually very nice to touch, and it doesn't capture any fingerprints whatsoever. So pretty good stuff there. Other than that, I have to say again, this is really slim device here. It's super slim, guys. And in terms of the cameras at the back, we do have a triple camera setup. Now that is being led by the 64 megapixel main sensor, and you also have an additional ultra wide together with that macro lens. Now how does it perform? Well, I'm going to show you guys a couple of photos right now in different scenarios. We have pictures taken during the day, pictures taken during the night, and this is all to give you an idea on how the camera performs. Now you might already know that every camera performs differently, the way their style is different, and everyone likes different kinds of photos. Some people like pictures that are more saturated, some people prefer pictures that are more natural. So I'm going to show you all these photos right now so you can see and have an idea of the photos coming from the HONOR X9a and whether or not you like them. Alright, so other than the cameras, you might be wondering what's powering this device. Well, we do have the very efficient Snapdragon 695 5G chipset in here that is actually good enough for day-to-day use, but I just want to highlight the 5G speeds, guys. So recently, I'm sure sure many of you are aware, 5G is really expanding throughout our country, and I did the 5G test here and there, and I noticed that the signal of 5G on the HONOR X9a is actually very strong. The fastest speed I managed to get was 800 Mbps down, and it is actually very quick. Alright guys, so that pretty much sums up my quick take on the HONOR X9a. Again, it is a very decent mid-range smartphone here that's able to solve a couple of pain points. If you're looking for something to use long term and you don't want to worry about your screen cracks, you don't want to worry about your lack of storage or a poor battery life, you can definitely check out the HONOR X9a here. If you want to find out more information, I'll leave a link down below, and if you have any questions about this device, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. With that said, thank you for watching today's video all the way to the end. Again, I want to wish you a great 2023, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Stay safe everybody. Bye!